Hey bag makers, I'm Sarah Lawson from Sew Sweetness. Thanks so much for joining me for Sewcial Sunday, my weekly sewing chat. Hey everybody, happy Sunday. Welcome to Sewcial Sunday. Danny's just checking for some Facebook technical issues. So
I was arriving late. Sorry, just came back. Very important meeting.
Thank you for joining us for Sewcial Sunday. We're going to talk about a few things, and then there will be a giveaway at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. Just a friendly reminder, we decided to post an October challenge, basically almost halfway into the month. The challenges we kind of put off due to the new website not being ready, but we decided let's stop waiting for that and let's just go along with our business as best we can. So the link to the October challenge is in the description. The challenge for this month is any Sew Sweetness bag made with either mesh or fold over elastic. And
North Pole, Alaska. Gosh.
Oh wow, gosh. Awesome. Welcome, Judy. Let's see. The challenge is open worldwide. The prize is a $100 gift certificate to sewsweetness.com, and you can post a photo of the finished project, or if you prefer to post a collage photo to show the mesh portion or the fold over elastic portion, you can make a collage, some free services such as pic collage, or if you need assistance posting your photo, you can email that to bronwyn@sewsweetness.com, and Bronwyn will assist you in getting that picture posted, and you have till the end of October to get that posted if you would like to contribute. So a little bit of non-bag related news. I've been working on a Christmas quilt as part of a weekly sew along. It's the Christmas cheer quilt along. I've been keeping track in my binder, so this is what the finished quilt looks like. And I completed 3 styles of blocks since I showed these last. So I guess I'm going to ask Danny to help me hold these up. Danny?
Yeah. What do you want me to do?
We'll just kind of like, you can put them down over there. How's that? So there were 4 Christmas present blocks. I'm using all solids for my quilt. You can just set them down over there by the sewing machine. And then there was one really large.
These are really cool.
Thanks. You like the
First
colors?
time seeing them. Yeah,
No,
I do
I
like
showed
those.
them to you, didn't I?
No.
I thought I did. There was a really large house block with a round window. The window was appliqué on there. And then there were 2 little blocks with trees that were just posted today. So So I think about halfway through with this quilt. I'm really excited to have it for Christmas this year, and let's see how quickly I can get it quilted. So
With Mickey, hopefully.
Let's see, what else do I have on here? I was browsing through the Sew Sweetness Facebook group the other day. By the way, if you're not already a member of the Sew Sweetness Facebook group, the link is in the description, and you can join us over in the Facebook group. I was looking through the pictures. I was just scrolling through the other day, and I noticed a lot of people included in their posts a photo of their finished bag or pouch, but their written text was contains some form of an apology. So either apologizing for quality of sewing, meaning like, sorry, my stitches aren't right in this particular portion, or this is crooked, or some sort of apology for the sewing job, or apology for quality of photos. So I saw a lot of those in the Facebook group. So I just wanted to bring up this topic so we could talk about it. I actually asked my therapist if he had any thoughts about people apologizing for their work. And I just wanted to read his reply to that. So it was a short reply. I'm just going to read it really quick. And he had a few bullet points. He says, apologizing for your achievements comes from one of 2 sources. Number 1, a history of emotional abuse, or number 2, a naturally high level of compassion for others. He said, for you, Sarah, I suspect that it is the latter and not the former. It is vital for you to assert yourself as a wife, mother, and daughter and granddaughter. Unkind or self-centered people may look at you when you apologize for something that you may not be sorry for as meek, undeserving, and unsure. I don't think you are any of those things. And he said, try these. And he gave me 5 suggestions. He said, number 1, pause before you say that you are sorry. Ask yourself if you have done something that you should be sorry for. Number 2, express your natural compassion differently by being empathic instead of attempting to make the other person feel better by saying something about yourself that is not true. For example, apologizing for your work or things like that. Number 3, know your triggers by examining if you are hungry, angry, lonely, or tired, and hence your logical ability is compromised. Number 4, there is no need to apologize if you merely need clarification. For example, instead of saying, sorry, can you repeat that? Or sorry, I didn't hear that. You can instead say, do you have a moment to tell me more about that?
I prefer, can you just speak up?
Please explain more. Number 5, which was his favorite suggestion, turn the apology into gratitude when you feel apologetic. For example, I am grateful that you did this for me instead of, I apologize you had to do it for me. I think the hearer likes the gratitude better. So I was thinking about this a lot today because I knew I wanted to talk about it on the show. And so I was thinking that saying sorry all the time, even when you're not sorry, diminishes the word. And perhaps, or at least I would like to save it for when I really owe someone an apology, when I'm truly sorry, so that it means more instead of if I'm always saying sorry all the time. I know we are strong women and men bag makers and have nothing to apologize for when we post our work. I think we should be proud of it when we post a picture in the Facebook group. And let's see. Another thing I wanted to say is 100% you haven't hurt or offended anyone by making and posting a bag in the Facebook group. So saying sorry or an apology is not necessary and should not be used. I feel like we should be proud of our work. I don't think, I'm guilty of saying sorry a lot myself, but I think when you post a picture in the Facebook group, you should just be proud of the work and tell everyone a little bit about what you posted, the fabrics you used, or any special additions you added to the project.
I always find that people point out mistakes that they would never be seen. I mean, honestly, I remember going in the group and just looking at bags and someone's like, I missed this thread, or it wasn't as clean top stitching, or whatever the detail may be. But generally, unless it's pointed out, it's not seen. Honestly, it's not. And people are their own worst critics. And it's a shame because I would say majority of them are beautiful bags. And it's also personal preference. What's beautiful to you may not be beautiful to someone else. So I think everyone's bag is probably great, to be honest. It's just personal preference if you like the fabric or the combination stuff. Because I don't think anyone's really a poor sewer.
No,
unless there's
definitely
holes
not.
in the bag or something.
No, I've never seen anything
right,
like
that's
that.
what I'm saying. It's the exception, not the
So
rule.
I wanted to put out a challenge to you all. Next time you show someone your bag, maybe in person, or you post a picture online, before you say sorry and apologize, or say my stitching's not the greatest, or I didn't do a good job here, pause before you say sorry and think if you really had anything to feel sorry for, and I know you don't. So either, I don't know, just word it differently, be kind to yourself, be proud of your work. Everyone wants to see your finished bag, so just keep that in mind. That's why they're in the group. They want to see pretty photos of finished bags and pouches. And let's be kind to ourselves and think really hard next time before you say sorry. And like my therapist said, turn the apology into gratitude instead of saying sorry.
Marilyn brings up a point.
Yep. I think sometimes people apologize for flaws to acknowledge they are there and not have someone else point it out.
I think for my understanding of our group and how it works and being part of it, and obviously not making something, but just, following the feed, generally people are very supportive. I would say I've never personally have seen anyone critique someone's bag and say, hey man, that was a terrible top stitching, or fussy cutting on that was terrible. So I see what you're saying, but in our group particularly, I feel it's more of a safe place where you get encouragement and stuff like that. That's my take on it.
That's completely valid, Marilyn. I think people tend to be defensive so they can get it in, acknowledge it before someone else can say like, hey, that's not very good. But like Danny said, I don't think we've ever seen anything posted like
and we won't tolerate. I wouldn't say tolerate, but if I see someone do that, I would 100% message them directly, not in the thread, and say, hey, listen, there's different ways to approach that. And I'm sure other people would do the same if they saw it. And generally, it's a really good group. And thank you guys for that, because it's good because of you guys.
The only difference I will point out, if someone is saying, I had trouble with this, can you suggest something for next time so I
So I
can
don't
do
have that
better?
problem.
That's a little different, but just general critiques, yeah, not so much into that. All right. Yeah, that was my quick little speech
I love
for
this
the
one
night.
here. Catherine.
Catherine says mistakes are design features. Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. All right.
Hey, on a side note, Sarah, did you notice the comments are going away without the logo going away? I know maybe people not notice that.
I didn't.
But it was very hard to fix what I did previously and discover where the heck it was. Gosh.
All the behind the scenes things that you
Yeah, I
have to
know.
take
I was
care
working
of.
on it for like an hour today. I was like, man, this is not easy as I thought it was going to be.
All right, so we'd like to invite all of the bag makers to stand proud. Let us know in the comments, sorry, that you're part
Right
of the
there.
So Sweetness squad. We really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for watching this show, and yeah, we appreciate you very much. All right, let's kick it over to your pick of the week.
Sure. It's Michelle Gilmartin. She made a widget. Widget's my go-to bag. And the more I see, the more I love, honestly, because the panel's just great for fabric to feature a beautiful print or, a large scale piece. What would you call that? Like the mermaid.
Well, she used the panel for the front pocket, and then I
That's
love that
awesome
she
about the
used
panel. That's the
two
word.
additional coordinating prints. I really love that bubble print. It just really ties everything together. It's perfect. I love it.
Yep, the cool zip pulls, great pictures. Yeah, for sure. Awesome.
Great job. Yeah.
2 thumbs up.
All right. So I'm going to be answering some questions live in just a minute. So if you have a question for me, let me know in the comments. It can be either a sewing related question about a notion or tool, bag making related question. Just remember you need to be signed into your Facebook or YouTube account wherever you watch the show before you're able to leave a comment in case you're new to commenting. Before we get over to that, I wanted to announce the winner of last week's giveaway, and that winner is Becca Brown. So congratulations to you, Becca. And also 2 weeks ago, the winner of that giveaway, I did post it in the Facebook group, but I neglected to mention it on the show. So 2 weeks ago, that winner was Betty Dersham, and I've already talked to Betty and arranged her prize since it was from 2 weeks ago, but I just wanted to formally announce that on the show. All right, Danny, go ahead and post some questions. Have you been collecting them throughout the show?
I see one popping up right now, but I had one saved so far.
Okay, great.
Or maybe 2, but we'll go start saving. There we go.
Debbie says, I finished the Tower Messenger bag. I'm so proud of myself. I removed the top zipper. I didn't think my granddaughter would like it. I am now bag lady. Congratulations to
Congratulations.
Debbie. I am very proud of you for creating a modification on the bag that would work for you. So great job. And I hope your granddaughter loves her bag. Amanda says, I would love to improve this. Just not sure. I have space for better lighting to help with better photos. Oh, I did have this on my list. I think it got pushed down, but let me
honestly,
push it back
I
up.
wanted to, that we talked previously about the Discord server. I wanted to have a night. I do have a photography channel on there that I could go in there and maybe show photos of positioning and with different lights, because I think we really honed our lighting down where I could give some good recommendations for stuff that could fit smaller areas.
Is that something we could do on the show?
What do you mean?
Whatever you were planning for Discord, can we just do it on the regular
Well, it was going to
show?
be people ask questions and I would present what their questions tailored to them.
Gotcha.
you know?
I see. So we couldn't do that on the show.
I mean, unless we did a big format and people submitted questions and we asked them the
Ahead of
questions
time?
on a show. Yeah.
Oh, okay. How about we do that? I'd rather do it on the show rather than in Discord because that's like a subset of what we do. So,
Well, then on Discord, they can talk to me directly. That's why I said that.
okay. Well, they can answer. Well, we can make this
Whatever you
particular
like,
show
boss
about you.
lady.
All right, so why don't we do this? If you have a photography-related question pertaining to photographing your bags or pouches, email me that question, sarah@sewsweetness.com, and that's Sarah with no H. I will collect the questions. We will prepare whatever Danny was planning on preparing. We'll prepare that ahead of time for a future Sewcial Sunday show, and then hopefully we can, through the presentation, we can answer as many questions as possible. And we'll also have Danny on the show so he can answer questions live as well. All right, sounds good. Lighting. I wrote myself a note. Hopefully that show can happen pretty soon. Elaine says, not a question, a compliment on your speedy shipping. I'm so happy that your package arrived to you quickly. I've been wondering lately because I've been noticing, not that I track everyone's package, but if someone emails once in a while and I go in to look at the tracking number, I've been noticing the shipping speed for the postal service in the last, I don't know, month or so seems to be much improved as far as speed. So let me know in the comments if you've ordered from us recently, if you've ordered from us specifically, because different states, it seems like travel times are fluctuating, but let me know if your packages have gotten to you in a reasonable amount of time, quicker than at the beginning of the pandemic. Montana Wendy says, I love what Bob Ross always says, there are no mistakes, just happy accidents. I love that. And what I said earlier, it wasn't meant to be any kind of reprimand. I just wanted everyone to feel really confident about their work and good about what they're posting in the Facebook group. Terry says, I need to try Chicago screws. What size is the most used or best in general? So I tried 2 different sizes in the past. I think one, the bigger size on a live show a couple years ago, perhaps. I tried 3/8 of an inch Chicago screws and 1/4 of an inch, and I felt with most of the projects that I was doing that the 1/4 inch was working better. I had a bit of a extra space with the bigger Chicago screws, so I'm not sure if additional sizes are available out there in different shops, but those are the 2 that I've tried in the past. All right, I see lots of good questions coming through. Let's see. Heidi says, what size comic book boards do you use? Let me check really quick. It's been a while since actually, no, it has not been a while since I ordered comic book boards, but I want to say 7 inches by 10 inches, but let me just double check really quick. I get the archival quality comic book boards so that even if I have my fabric on them for a few years, they will... Oh, shoot. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the 7 by 10. All right, I won't spend any more time looking because clearly I thought I would be able to find it quickly. I do have a free video on my YouTube channel showing how that I like to fold fabric on the comic book boards, and I believe there should be a link in the description of the video for the particular boards that I use. Gail says, what is the thickest top stitching thread you have used and what tension settings would you recommend on the 2010Q? So I generally just use 40 weight for both. I have in the past used 12 weight on the top and 40 weight on the bottom. It really doesn't work to have 12 weight on the top and on the bottom. The rule of thumb is if you're using 2 different weights of thread, you want to have the weight at the top. If it's thicker, you want to have the next step down for the weight on the bottom, which is why I used 40 weight on the bottom. I tried it for top stitching straps. I liked the thickness, but I was getting a little bit of breakage on like a 60-inch long strap, so just keep that in mind. Get your tension adjusted beforehand, play around with it. It's been probably a couple years since I used the 12 weight, so I don't recall off the top of my head what the tension was at the time, but yeah, just do some testing, and I would just recommend it for perhaps top stitching a strap, maybe if you want some detailed top stitching, if you're piecing the front of a bag together, things like that. Kim says, on your Christmas quilt, will you be hand quilting or machine quilt your quilt? I have never hand quilted a quilt. I have machine quilted a few quilts. I will probably have it long arm just so I can have it finished. If I have to depend on myself to machine quilt it, it might be some time before it gets finished. But yeah, I'll probably send it off to get long armed. Let's see. Kyla says, do you know when you will have number 5 black zippers with the rainbow teeth back in stock? I think those just went out of stock a couple days ago, right, Danny? We do have another order being made for us, but with shipping times, it'll probably be a few weeks, unfortunately, before that one comes back in. So sorry, I ordered triple what I ordered last time, so hopefully we can keep that one in stock a little bit longer. Evelyn says, I tried to use one of the SVG files today with my Cricut. When I dropped it in the new project, it didn't size like the pattern said. Do I have to resize? Email me with the name of the particular file you're trying to use. I can help with that. Sarah@sewsweetness.com, Sarah with no H. We noticed in the past a couple of the files needed, for instance, the 1-inch square. Michelle Graham has been working on redoing some of the previous SVG files. So I have a lot of them on my computer, but I haven't posted them to the new website, or to the website, because we're waiting for the new website so I can get that posted myself, not to make it sound complicated. Hope says, what would be a good bag for work to carry a laptop or a tablet? I don't know how big of a bag you're looking for. If you're looking for a bag as big as the triple threat briefcase. Danny, can you grab the briefcase from behind you? It's the one with the black one. Yeah, there we go.
I'm very familiar with your pattern, Sarah.
I didn't want to assume. The triple threat briefcase, I'm not sure if this is too big, but it has the 3 different sections. Perhaps you could put the laptop in the middle. If this is too big, laptop. I'm trying to think. Maybe the Lilium laptop bag if you wanted something not quite as wide. Kathy says 7 by 10.5, which was the size you used on the video. Thank you so much, Kathy. That's in response to the question about the comic book board. So you want to look for, or at least the ones I used were 7 inches by 10.5 inches. Thanks again, Kathy. Let's see. Have you used or reviewed the Acorn Precision Piecing products, Seam-Align Glue, and Easy Press Pen? I have not, and I haven't heard of that company, I don't think. I'm going to write that down. Danny, can you leave that on the screen for just 1 second?
Sorry, I can't. I'm too busy staring at the dog in the picture. Look at it.
Oh, look at his cute little face.
I like his ears.
All right, I'm going to write this down and investigate. Sorry, I want to make sure I get everything. Okay. You can put the next question on. CJ says, do you have a pattern for a cell phone pouch for attaching to your belt or pant loop? I don't have specifically a bag to attach to a belt, although you could modify the Day Trip cell phone wallet from Minikin Season 2. You just need to make a modification to attach that to your belt, or Michelle Graham has done a pattern hack for the Polaris bag to attach that to your belt. So you could use either of those patterns. I think would be okay for that. The Polaris bag is a little bit bigger than the Day Trip cell phone wallet though. Erin says, have you tried to use the waterproof canvas yet? I personally love using it, so I wanted to see what you thought. I have not, just because I'm working on some really small projects right now, and I just didn't want to throw the canvas and the thickness of the canvas with those smaller projects. Just because when I'm prototyping things, I don't know. I try to make it easier on myself, so I generally use quilting cotton for the prototypes if I can. I'll let you know on a future show, though, or in the Facebook group once I've had time to sew an actual fully finished bag with the OtterTex waterproof canvas. I think I talked about that on the show last Sunday, the OtterTex. Jennifer says, oh, no, collecting questions.
Correct order. Sorry, sir.
I was trying to skip ahead. Adelia says, on the Day Trip wallet, front panel, vertical style bag, 16 3/4 of an inch by 1 inch horizontal style bag, 14.5 by 1 inch. How to cut that and what's its use? Front panel would be the... Off the top of my head, it's probably the strip going around the front pocket on the front of the bag. I don't want to guess wrong, though, so feel free to email me after the show. My email is sarah@sewsweetness.com. Front panel sounds like I would have used that name, though, for the front pocket piece. So it's just a little strip, and it just goes around the sides and the bottom of the front pocket, and then you attach that to the front of the bag, the main panel. I was trying to cheat there again.
So I try to close it really quick. Which one did you answer last? This one, right? Yes,
I did answer
still
that.
On the screen, I could cheat and look.
Yep. Let's see, not a bad question, but a sewing one. Do you know of any good sewing subscription boxes for clothing like Sew Haley Jane? Actually, I haven't even heard of Sew Haley Jane, so I'll write that down so I can check it out after the show.
I should not have put that one up. I'm sorry.
I used to get a garment box. It was sort of a mystery box from Girl Charlie was the website. It was Girl and then Charlie spelled CHARLEE. I don't know. I don't know of any others. I guess I'm not up to it with the garment fabric subscription boxes, but if you subscribe to one besides Sew Haley Jane, which I'm going to check out after the show, let me know in the comments so that I can check out if there are any others available. Barbara says, would you ever carry cork that is 36 inches by 54 inches without ordering 2 rolls? with our current system, we currently cut all of the cork as it comes in, as opposed to when a customer orders. So everything's long cut generally by the time you order.
I'm wondering, what would you think she would make with a panel like that? Just for inquisitive minds want to know.
Well, I'm guessing just to be more frugal with the fabric, because if you have a bigger
less
piece, you
waste.
can sort of like Tetris your pieces on
Makes
there
sense.
a little bit better. Also, if you're making an entire bag out of cork, you would have the option of a bigger piece if your pattern piece was bigger than a half yard of fabric.
Makes sense.
I don't know. I'll just say with our current space restrictions, we won't be able to cut bigger pieces because we don't have storage for those bigger pieces, but we will certainly keep that in mind for future if I don't know, occasionally we talk about moving to different studio spaces, but Gloria says, what is the name of the blue fabric behind you to your right? Blue
It's got to be you.
behind me. I don't know if you mean this one. This is, gosh, oh my gosh. It's
We'll call it Darren Doe from...
No, it's a Free Spirit fabric designer. Her name is Odile Bayou, I think. It's a French name. I apologize. I don't know how to pronounce it. And I don't recall the name of the fabric line, but it is a Free Spirit fabric designer. Hopefully this is the one you meant, because I think there's a few others that are bluish behind me. Tammy says, what is your recommendation for fixing a rivet that comes apart from a bag without any damage to the vinyl? I'm not sure if you mean how to get it out so you can put a new rivet in. Someone in the Facebook group last week recommended a tool to remove rivets. I ordered it to review on the show, and my tool is coming tomorrow. So next Sunday I will be reviewing it on the show. I'll try it out and see how it works. In the past, what did we use to remove rivets? If you need to remove a broken or
I used needle nose pliers, and I used like wire cutters. I tried like work into the head back and forth, and a lot of force, and snip the head off.
Okay, yeah. Got it. Yeah, but look for my review next week on the
Someone
show.
had that. Remember that one item that was meant for it? I can't remember. They linked it last time we had a show. Gosh, it was.
Well, I just said I ordered a product, so I don't know if that's what you're talking about.
Probably, if that's what was, linked. Here's a good question.
Renee says, when is the So Sweetness anniversary date? So I've sold my first pattern January 2013. So I started my website, my blog, September 2010, but I didn't start selling patterns until January 2013. So I'm not sure. Would you consider that the official anniversary date? Or would you consider it the anniversary of the blog?
When you started selling something for a profit.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Then that would be...
So it turned from a hobby to a business,
Okay, that makes sense.
That's in my eyes, at least.
Okay, yeah.
So what's the date?
January 2013. So this January would be 8 years?
January 2013?
Yeah. Is that 8 years this January?
No, it's going to be 8 years.
That's what I just said.
Dang, you always steal my ideas.
All right. Well, I'm working on something super fun. I'm not sure if I'll have it ready for January, but...
Gosh, we're going to have a lot of giveaways, and I love giveaways, can you tell? I enjoy them thoroughly.
Amanda says, are you going to be expanding zipper pulls for zipper number 3 by the yard? We will shortly. I try to bring new notions or hardware or zippers in smaller groups so it's more manageable for us. So in our next zipper order, we'll have zipper teeth in black and white zippers with the other finishes that we have to match the hardware. So gunmetal, rose gold, gold, and what's the fourth one? I guess that's it. And a few pulls with that, and then we'll get to adding more of the number 3 zipper pulls. I'll have to do a survey in the group to see which pulls are everyone's favorite, which we should bring in first for the number 3s. Let's see. Shannon says, would you consider a show dedicated to using SVG files? I don't know. We've had requests for that in the past. It kind of depends on what electric cutting machine that you're using. I know a lot of people are using Cricut, but there's also Silhouette, Brother. There's a lot of different brands out there, and their software is all going to look different. So We may, I only have the Cricut Maker. We may consider doing a Cricut Maker video in the future. I'm not sure when, but I don't know. It sounds like it might be a good idea. Sarah says, you're so special, Sarah, that you should have 2 anniversary dates. Thank you so much, Sarah. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for watching. Let's see. Judy says, what's the best bag for waterproof canvas? Let's see. Trying to think of what bags that I've made in the past. Maybe the airplane bag. What bag would you think you might use that would be a good candidate for waterproof canvas? A bag that you'd want to be waterproof.
A large tote. So the hobo tote, maybe?
Oh, that's a good one. The Easy Leather Hobo bag.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that one made in the waterproof canvas. If you have made a Soul Sweetness bag with waterproof canvas, let us know in the comments and we'll see what everyone's making with that particular fabric. Let's see. Cindy says, watching this every Sunday is the most uplifting thing of my entire week. I'm so thankful. Thank you so much for watching, Cindy. That really makes
I think she meant every other Sunday when Danny's on the show is what she meant. And I got you, Cindy. I know what you meant. I understand completely.
We really appreciate you, Cindy, and that basically made my whole week. So thank you so much. Jennifer says, what size strap cap ends do you use? I don't think I've actually ever used a strap end cap. So I'll write that down. Perhaps future fodder for a Sewcial Sunday show. Let's see. Angie says, do you have any advice on where and how to get a pattern published and printed? So these days there's at least 2 really good options for releasing patterns out there. If you're planning on releasing PDF patterns, which is easier to distribute because you can use your own website or your own channels to do that, or you can even sell PDF patterns on Etsy. I do have a free video on my YouTube channel about my design process. I think you can just search design process or how I design a sewing pattern. I walk you through all of the different steps that it takes me personally to design a pattern, the different software I use, everything from start to finish, from the start of the sketch to the release date of the pattern. If you're looking to print actual physical patterns, for many years we had patterns printed at our local FedEx Kinko's. We printed them in large amounts, and so that's a good idea too. And they have people that are working at the print shop that can help you get you started with what types of files that you need to get to them so that you can have the patterns printed. Hi Sarah, looking to make my first bag, a dance bag for a darling little girl. Any suggestions? So I've seen a lot of coalition bags made for dance or classes. The coalition bag comes in 2 different sizes. I'm not sure the age of the dancer, but there's a smaller version, which is the handbag size, and there's a larger version, which is the duffel. Actually, I'm talking about it, but it's right behind me. This is the duffel size, so it's, a fairly good sized bag. I've seen a bunch of these, like I said, made for ballet dancers, ice skaters. Trying to think what other bag would be good for taking things to a class. Maybe one of the backpacks. But for me personally, actually, I'm planning on making another coalition duffel bag soon. I purchased lots of fabric from Spoonflower, which I'll be opening up tomorrow, and some of it specifically horse-related fabric for like a travel package, like with a duffel bag, a garment bag, all that stuff. Linda says, when will you be getting the cable cord for piping back in stock? I think we have all the colors of the cork cord in stock. If you're looking for the 5/32 of an inch cotton cording, I keep checking with with my distributor. They've been out of stock on the cotton cording for some time. I do have an order in, so as soon as they get some in, we'll have some back in stock. I've noticed during the pandemic, or at least during the summer, a few items that I can normally get every single time that I ordered have been unavailable. So unfortunately, we'll get that back in as soon as we're able to. Dawn says, do you have a bag pattern for rulers, a little iron to go to classes with? I don't have a specific smaller bag for a little iron, a mini iron. or rulers separately. Perhaps, I don't know if this is too big for what you're planning on putting inside, but the Amethyst project bag has space for, oh, I always have a little bag inside.
It's best when you find something you haven't seen in a while, like, oh man, that's where it's been.
Yeah, either quilt blocks or sketch pads can go down here. If your rulers are smaller than 12.5 inches, they can fit in here as well. If you're looking for a longer bag for rulers, if you're looking for a longer, flatter bag, perhaps the Grab and Go sleeve from Minikin Season 1, because you can, using the instructions, I walk you through how to make a bag for the particular item that you're planning on putting inside. So that bag comes to mind because you can just take stock of whatever rulers you want to put inside and work off the pattern based on the size of all of your rulers stacked together. Let's see, Debbie says, do you have any tips for adding feet to bags? I struggle with that. So Debbie, I do have a free video on my YouTube channel, how to install purse feet. You can do just a search on my Sew Sweetness YouTube channel, purse feet, and that video should come up, and it's also on my website. Julie says, do you know of a good resource for pre-made rolled handles? I just can't perfect everything, and I love them. So in the past, I've purchased pre-made either leather or vinyl handles on Etsy. You can just do a search on Etsy, and I'm sure you'll come up with a bunch of options, and some of them have hardware already installed in them. Denise says, what would be a good bag for males that have their own business? What do you think, Danny? Do you think that briefcase would be good?
I was thinking this when I saw the question, and a weird thought came in my head. I think that'd be a great bag for sure.
This is the triple threat briefcase.
Yep. But it's funny, I thought, do we have one out here?
What bag are you looking for?
Kennedy?
I do not have a
Turn
Kennedy.
into a crossbody bag.
That's a great idea. The
Yep.
Kennedy bag is a free pattern and video. That might be another option for a work bag. I answered that one
Widget
already.
bag? Yeah, I was just bringing it back up.
Yeah, the widget's a smaller bag, yeah.
Depends on what you need to bring to work.
Faye says, is there a formula for figuring the size for adjusting the circumference of a bag when you change the size of the front and back? I am historically bad at math, so I'm sure some pattern designers out there do use formulas. However, I work off of just figuring things out.
Plug
measuring.
and chug, it's called, Sarah. You plug a number in, you chug it out, and see if it's going to work.
Yeah, so what I do is, I don't know if I did it with this pattern that's on my desk. Yeah, so I'm working on a few new patterns right now, and I write the instructions first. And so I wrote all the instructions, but I wasn't sure what sizes I was going to use. So I wrote what I thought would be the sizes, and I can't, well, me personally, I can't confirm if my sizes are right or not until I sew the project up. And if you would like to save yourself some time, what I normally do for things when I'm figuring things out is I make little prototypes with foam interfacing just for the parts that you need to figure. Like, so for example, this Polaris bag that I had sitting on the desk, if you wanted to enlarge this front panel piece, but then you're not sure how long these pieces need to be, the zipper panel piece and the bottom panel piece. So what I would do if I was trying to figure out a prototype for making this bigger, I would make the oval bigger first. You know, that's how you want it. And then I would cut up just one piece, one oval out of foam interfacing the correct, the size that you want. And then I would do an estimate of what size you think the zipper panel and the bottom panel would be. Cut both of those out of the foam, pin them. You can even sew them together and see how they fit. That way you don't have to sew the whole bag, start sewing everything together, and then find out near the end, like, oh no, the bottom panel is too long or it's too short. If you just sew those three pieces, then you have a better idea of your estimate.
Don't you use a muslin sometimes instead of interfacing too? Or is that just with certain bags that are more stiff or something?
I guess it's technically a muslin. A muslin is either made out of muslin fabric or a practice. So the reason I like to use foam interfacing for my muslins or my practices is because visually I can still get an idea because of the foam. Like I can see, if I was using true muslin fabric, it would just be floppy and it would be harder to just eyeball, look at it and see, oh, that's what I want or that's what I don't want as far as designing fabrics. But in your case, you could certainly use muslin fabrics if you wanted, because you just need to see if the pieces are too long, too short, or just right. Donna says, is there a pattern for the tool bag here? The Sheffield tool bag you can find on my website at sewsweetness.com. And there is also an optional video available to purchase to go along with that pattern. Linda says, Sarah, have you ever thought about a trip bag with wheels? I do have something coming. Again, just waiting on the new website.
I have it right here. Do you guys want to see it?
No.
I'll go really slow. Try to guess what it's going to look like.
No.
Oh, I gotcha. It's just fabric.
It's quite a large bag.
Don't hate me. I'm sorry.
With wheels. It's funny because we talked about this before the show, and I told Danny, I was like, I'm really excited to share the new projects with everyone, but I don't know. I can't say when they're coming out yet because we're still waiting on the new website. So I told Danny, I was like, yeah, let's not talk about it on the show since I don't know yet. And he's like, all right, gotcha.
Well, you were talking about it, so it was my entryway to go in and show the beautiful fabric you have.
Do you use an industrial machine for your bags? I use, my sewing machine is a Juki TL2010Q. I love it because it's an all metal machine. If you'd like to see kind of a little demonstration about my sewing machine, you can find that on my YouTube channel. If you just do a search for my sewing machine, and we did a few minutes long video about all the features of the machine, and I showed how it sews through a lot of layers of interfacing and fabric at the same time. I made like a little bit of a thick stack and sent it through the sewing machine, so you can see that in that video. Kim says, a Renegade bag works well for a little child to hold their dance items in. I made one for my granddaughter. Thank you so much, Kim. So Renegade bag is a great dance bag as well. Monica says, could you enlarge the pattern or percentage and print an existing pattern? You sure can. For instance, if you'd like a larger bag, perhaps to print at 120%, you can print out all of your pieces if you have the capabilities on your home printer or scanner to print at that larger percentage. And you'll also need to take into account squares or rectangles. You can either redraw those pieces out, or you can draw them and scan them and print them out at the same percentage. Things that you might want to keep at the same size are pieces like straps or strap extenders, things like that hardware would go through that would be suitable to keep at the original percent. Jessica says, what was the first pattern you sold? The very first pattern that I sold was the ... dash bag.
Was that really? I would never expect that.
It was. So the thing about the ... dash bag, the designing process is what I'm super, super into. So figuring out things that look like they would be difficult to accomplish in a pattern. And so I don't know why, at the time, it would have been better just to settle for a simpler design, but I settled for a bag with tons of zippers all over the place, a recessed zipper. That particular zipper is, I was really proud of figuring that out. And yeah, the ... dash was the first one. All right. Danny is calling in on the questions, so I apologize if I did not get to your question live. I saw there were tons of really good questions, so hopefully I can get to some of your questions again next Sunday. Before we leave you, we have a giveaway. We're going to be giving away a $40 gift certificate to sewsweetness.com. All you have to do to enter the giveaway is answer my question in the comments wherever you're watching the show right now, and I'll announce the winner on next Sunday's show. And Danny chose tonight's question. Danny wanted to know, when do you start listening to holiday music?
Because I've started already. Shame on me. And I was already Christmas decorating shopping with Violet, and yeah, we enjoy doing stuff like that.
I think we might put up our Christmas tree pretty soon.
I'm ready to do it now because get more use out of it, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're not going anywhere. No one's coming to our house, so we figure might as well put up the tree early this year.
I'm hoping maybe Sarah will give me some presents early.
I worked in retail for many, many years where we had to play Christmas music 24/7, and so that kind of put a little damper on my enjoyment of Christmas music. But since I've been out of working retail, I've come to appreciate a little bit more.
Not much, because I mean, it's Sarah dislikes it, William dislikes it, Violet loves it, and I love it. So it's a fight continually because we do win because I'm on the winning team usually, and we just live with it.
What's your favorite Christmas song?
Gosh, there's not one.
You love them all. Okay.
Yep.
All right. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching Sewcial Sunday. I hope you have a great week and happy sewing. Bye everybody.